Drop frames. Put out there. Get it. All right, everybody, welcome. We got Aang versus Traveler, Avatar: The Last Airbender versus Genshin Impact, Death Battle. Now, during the Century and Superboy, they previewed this. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. So, I mean, I'm a big Avatar fan. Genshin's like my second most played game ever. Yeah. Honestly, I'm Team Aang, but I think Traveler's gonna win because the scaling in Genshin is crazy. I think they have way more destructive power than Avatar. But this Aang look like he's the one that's like after the series in the book, and I didn't really see the book after, so I don't know what else he got. What else he got in his arsenal, but without further ado, let's go. Nah, but Genshin scaling is crazy, bro. I already seen the 5 seconds. Like, writing Shogun literally like a character in Genshin, she like slicing mountains. So
which journeyman will come out on top in this elemental battle?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Damn, I fell off on Genshin, bruh. I stopped playing, I forgot. The place Nadia from.
Earth,
let me look.
Fire, air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived in harmony, united by a master of the elements, the Avatar.
This Avatar reincarnated as different people for centuries, all with their own struggles. And man, was that true for our boy Aang.
Not at first, of course, thanks to his master and guardian, Gyatso.
As a cheeky little air nomad, Aang traveled the world causing shenanigans, all while learning to control the winds with airbending.
Based on the real-life martial art Bagua Zhang, airbending is the most spiritual of the 4 bending styles, focusing on evading and diverting attacks through circular motions. With even the smallest movement, Aang can create tornadoes, run like the wind, and block hypersonic explosions.
The perfect style for a twinkle-toed goofball like Aang. He even invented his own technique, the air scooter. How does he not fall off that thing?
Add in a glider staff for flight, and the sky was the limit. But you know how it goes. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Their conquest spread, war was inevitable, and Aang was the only one who could save the world.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with all that, and being forcibly separated from Gyatso. He was just a kid, so he froze up. Like, literally, he accidentally froze himself and his adorable Sky Bison Appa for 100 years.
Until he was awakened by the Water Tribe siblings Katara and Sokka. Time wasn't kind to Aang's people. With no Avatar to keep balance, the Airbenders, Aang's entire culture, were wiped out by the Fire Nation.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. But Aang took the wake-up call to heart.
As the Avatar, it's Aang's duty to understand the world's people, learning their cultures, their sadness, joy, and humanity.
And what better way to do that than learning how they kick ass?
From the Northern Water Tribe and his twin crush, Aang learned waterbending. Themed around fluid Tai Chi movements, this style controls liquid in all forms to freeze targets, create water whips, and even cut through steel.
Learning earthbending was way tougher, but Aang's friend Toph taught him to stop being a wimpy pushover. Now he can armor himself in stone, move the terrain of entire cities, and fight blind with a sonar-style seismic sense.
Earthbending is themed around the steady stances of Hung Kuen Kung Fu, waiting for the right moment to
cool
strike
learning
on.
with the fight styles.
But even with the world at stake and this moody hothead on his tail, Aang had fun doing it. Who could forget the adventures penguin sledding, going through the bending bayous, and living in Ba Sing Se, the city where no wars ever happened.
Yet across his journey, one power eluded Aang, the Avatar state. An enhanced mode of being that came to him in moments of peril.
Sure, if Aang dies in it, the Avatar cycle ends permanently, but who cares when it gives you enough power to wipe out a whole Navy fleet?
Come on, Boomstick. The Avatar state is more than just a power amp.
Jocelyn, how long have you been standing there?
I've been here the whole time. I lurk where all Avatar talk is. Through the cosmic power of the Avatars before him and the ancient spirit Rava, Aang gains the knowledge and experience of all previous Avatars, greatly expanding his bending options. Lava bending from Avatar Roku, sonic shouts from Avatar Yang Chen, and even more are theoretically available to him through their memories.
Oh, I get it. You can't just grind your way to controlling the Avatar state.
Right. If Aang wanted to stop Fire Lord Ozai, he needed something else.
He needed onion banana juice.
Yeah, technically, I suppose. gross.
Specifically, Aang sought the guidance of Guru Patik. Mastering his power meant clearing his chakras, emptying his mind of earthly attachments. Seems simple, but this also meant rejecting his feelings for Katara, the person he loved most.
When he had to choose between the world or the girl,
He picked
Aang
the girl.
followed his heart, and it didn't end
Got his
well.
ass electrocuted.
He got better. Aang was determined to understand the world's people, even the enemy Fire Nation. Something he accomplished thanks to the redeemed Prince Zuko, the Sun Warriors.
And these two honking dragons! Aang was scared of firebending, but it's totally awesome. It's not just about burning and blowing shit up. Okay, well it is, but there's so much more to it.
Formed from the explosive movements of Shaolin Kung Fu, firebending controls all manner of heat. And through the teachings of fire and water, he can redirect lightning bending, a burst of atmospheric discharge shot at over 200,000 miles per hour.
Iroh, the best uncle ever, used his techniques to redirect natural lightning. So, you know it's the real deal. Not crazy enough? At his peak, Aang surpassed benders who could throw buildings, melt stone, and hold up this gigantic library solo. Whooping Ozai's butt should be no problem, right?
Not exactly. You see, the air nomads were pacifists who believed in the value of life above all. Being the last airbender, Aang didn't think his people were truly gone unless he went back on their teachings, meaning he really didn't want to kill Ozai.
So, what, he's just a coward now? Mr. Firelord is about to burn down the entire Earth Kingdom!
Damn.
Not at all. Are you even listening? Aang was simply at odds with what he wanted and what the world expected, so he needed to make a choice.
Right. In his greatest challenge yet, Aang discovered his true self, making his spirit unbendable and finally mastering the Avatar state.
Making him as strong as avatars who could cause hurricanes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions.
Or in Avatar Kyoshi's case, a new island. As in, she broke off nearly 30 square miles of a peninsula to form a new landmass. But to defeat Ozai, Aang needed one final element, something few avatars had bent before: energy bending.
Not the easiest thing to do, but Aang totally overwhelmed Ozai, severing the tyrant's connection to fire and stopping his invasion, all while keeping his no-kill run intact. The ultimate FU to this warlord's ideology.
Now that the Fire Nation had cooled off, Aang led a new era of peace with the United Republic of Nations, a place where all people could prosper and where a new generation and a new avatar would take the reins.
He even got hitched with Katara. Take that, Zutara shippers!
I will end you.
For all his doubts, Aang fulfilled the Avatar's destiny and then some. And he did it in a way that was true to who he was.
Because before being the Avatar, or even an airbender, the greatest thing he could ever be was himself. All in a day's work for a free, fun-loving kid.
All right.
The battle is coming up thanks to this episode's sponsor, DraftKings Casino.
Big news from the casino.
Now
to Lightning Link
Casino.
Gambling problem 97 Connecticut Trouble spins.
Don't gamble.
Add
Okay, now Aether. I wonder if they'll teach me anything new. I mean, I stopped at Natland, so if it go past Natland, then there'll probably be something new.
Add extra barbecue sauce.
Add Astra Abyssos. Welcome to
Add
Tibet,
extra
a
applesauce.
mysterious land governed by godly archons that drew the eye of someone beyond the stars. Ether.
AKA the
They better talk
traveler
about writing.
who escaped his dying world with his sister Lumine in search of the flowers that bloomed on their lost home, only to crash land, awaken to an apocalypse, and get cubed by this jerk.
Separated from his sister, Ether awoke, again, in a new, less apocalyptic age, and fished up his own pathetic pet pixie, Paimon.
Yeah, she makes for good emergency food. With his new guide, Traveler to the windy country of Mondstadt to find his link to the past, but got a Breath of the Wild glider instead.
And his first element, Animo, letting him make air slashes, tornadoes, and of course,
Windblade! But guess what? Traveler wasn't the only one with a power like this. Tibet was full of blessed people wielding these relic things called visions.
Vision bearers can imbue their weapons and bodies with elemental power, summon items, and use a special, well, vision to perceive the elements around them.
Normally, they're limited to a single element, but Traveler's just built different. Through Paimon's guidance, he began collecting elements from mysterious statues across Tibet. No vision relic needed for him.
Each nation had a new culture, a new element, a new crisis.
And new character banners. When asked to play a sleuth for a murder case in Liyue, Traveler wasn't interested.
Liyue.
The corpse couldn't tell him where his sis was, but he was roped in anyway and got the Geo ability to form rock constructs and eruptions of Earth.
When Ether ventured to Inazuma, he didn't care about
Inazuma.
its war with the Vision Bearers and their Archon either, until he saw the suffering caused by its tyrannical rule, and joined the resistance with electro abilities, fighting the powers that be using electric buzzsaws, thunder
I want to
blades,
replay
and
this shit.
He even learned to dodge lightning. Other
Inazuma
electro users
story.
like my wife Lisa can conjure storms. No shock when my adopted daughter Klee made explosions that raised mountains. Traveler met all kinds of people
Ciao.
like this. You know the type. Twinks.
Yeah, Teyvat has its own laws, Boomstick. Many twinks being one of them. Maybe 2 or 3 of them, actually.
Ugh, Ringmaster.
Shut up, Wiz. This guy's been playing Genshin since launch.
I know everything there is to
Man,
know
you like
about the
twinks.
Genshin
It
meta.
seemed
Either
about
can
right.
mix elements for different reactions. Basically, big elemental combinations.
Ooh,
Geo
I don't think I've seen
crystallizes
that one.
materials into special barriers. Electro mixed with water stuns foes. Animo spreads elements around in swirls of destruction. Boom!
Like how I combine beer and gunpowder.
Exactly, Boomstick.
So they gonna have some
Using
element,
Dendro, Traveler can form plant lines
reactions
that, when
in the
mixed with
fight?
water and lightning, makes homing beams. Yeah, run from that. With enough clever thinking and artifact farming, you can combine anything in Genshin.
Okay, we get it. Go lose
Wait,
another
he might
50-50, you whale.
I'll show you a whale. Drop one on your lap next time you're not looking.
In Sumeru,
He might mix,
Traveler later meets
Aang's
Scaramouche,
bending.
an edgy catboy with multiple elements at his fingertips,
with
all
his
in a time
reactions.
loop that got repeated
My goat.
168 times.
Speaking of time, Ether had control of more than just his own future. Teyvat's fate fundamentally changed in ways small and grand, all through his unending willpower.
Because
it's
the
happening to
Traveler
Utah.
was a descender, someone unbound by the land's destiny. Even this big tree that records all of the world's events had no idea he existed.
Like when he helped defy the judgment of a biblical flood in Fontaine, where he mastered Hydro for his best Cuphead impression with water bullets.
Heck, a dinosaur chose not to blow up the world just because Paimon and Traveler befriended it. If that wasn't
the
cool
heck?
enough, Traveler can, unrelated, turn into a dinosaur. Hell yeah! Yo, look at him. Wonder if I could get a dinosaur on my Genshin team.
Through these legally distinct Pokemon, Ether can fly, dig through the earth, or charge foes like a Jurassic bull.
Ain't nobody
He
finna use
traveled
these as
across the
abilities.
land, searching far and wide, and finally stopped swinging that one-star dull blade.
Instead, picking up the prototype Rancor, which
Force
he
stone?
wields like a beast thanks to the Swordmaster Skirk, and several straight days of training. What a grind set! Still, Traveler's Sis kept eluding him, choosing to hang in the shadows with these Gluminati folk.
A group from Conria, the nation cursed by the gods for messing with the Abyss. Unbeknownst to Ether, his sister had already traveled to Vat in a journey that mirrored his own.
And at the end, she found... Well, we don't really know. Not yet, at least. But whatever it is got her to side with the creepy villains. Lot twist!
Eventually, Ether reached the nation of Natlan to fight in its never-ending war with the Abyss.
Ooh, okay, this
He
gotta
gained
stop.
the Pyro element, learning to launch fireballs and explosions combined of flame with lightning.
He didn't just dabble in fancy pyrotechnics. By connecting with the people there, Traveler achieved Night Soul's Blessing, a power-up state fueled by primordial element juice, strong enough to make a blade of fire hundreds of feet long.
Ooh, that looks cool.
Hell yeah, that's strong enough to take down the heart of the Abyss, which is on the level of 5-star waifus like Mawika and the Raiden Shogun.
An Archon who, in
Whoa.
ages past,
Okay, that's-
sliced Yashiori Island in two.
That's
Yeah.
cool, but how about when
Told
this
y'all better
crazy
talk
guy
about it.
threw a whole ass mountain? According to Paimon, Traveler can level a
Yeah.
mountain
You got
himself.
slapped by Signora.
Additionally, Ether learned how to use light energy to form a Kuvaki shield, something he used to protect the people of Nodcry by blocking a cannon blast with enough energy to obliterate a town.
This was no ordinary cannon either. It also uses Kavaki energy, so that's a beam of light.
Through all his adventures, Ether had come to genuinely care for Teyvat's people. Maybe one day he will reunite with his sister, but for now, he's fighting for a whole new world. His new home.
Ooh, you need a higher adventure rank for that.
Don't you worry, gang. I dumped all my savings into Primo Gems for this. We can't miss when those ice guys trying to kill the Traveler inevitably warm up to him. Still got it.
Debatui?
Ah, so that's why you're broke as shit.
To Ether, the journey has meaning. The birds of Teyvat, the songs of its people, They are all part of it. Even if he's against the abyss itself, a new dawn is somewhere just beyond the stars, and a field of flowers Lumine too loved.
That was beautiful.
The battle's about to start, and if you like death battle music, some of your favorite battle tracks are coming to a
Aether
collectible
winning,
final
bro.
album.
If Aether
This
don't
album
win,
features 10 tracks
then,
from our independent
I
era,
don't know what to
created by
say.
our awesome composers Brandon Yates and Darewolf Media.
Keep it a bean.
Like Death and Bloom from Ruby vs. Maka.
Alright, W song. Trying to copyright me. You probably gonna copyright anyway.
Animation director
AG, or click the
of Death Battle, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for
Let's get it.
Death Battle!
Windblade!
Okay, like I was saying, they should not have elemental reactions. You probably gonna do reaction with aim shit. It's bending.
Two elements?
Why do you really just transform into these shits? I mean, I guess. But can he only do this in that one? This man's using every element. And I don't mean aim. Dendro? Trying to get some bloom? What is that?
What's going on? I'm goes treasure hunting for 2 minutes now. Everything is going kaboom.
Appa. Yep, yep. You may trying to do some, I forgot what it was called. The OP bloom with the electro.
Cool glider. Can it do this?
Wind tunnels. Well, he used to that, and I ain't gonna lie. Damn, on his head top. Okay, hey, hold on, let's go.
Come on, traveler. Get up. Never, ever, ever stop moving forward.
Ain't no way you getting some power of friendship right now.
No one fights alone.
What the hell is this guy doing? I've never seen that happen in Genshin ever. They going for a dynamite kick? I'm a dynamic entry. Uh-oh, avatar state. It's already getting beat up.
For those who came before, and those who will follow. I am Avatar Aang, the last airbender.
I'm talking to the killed it, bro. Nah, no way. They're gonna see his sister, bro.
Take this!
I don't wait.
Through the heights and shallows.
Oh, never mind.
Through infinite dusks and dawns!
Way to go, traveler. But does this mean no treasure?
Wait, that looked like the. He disappeared like that was an illusion.
What a miss.
This was an interesting pairing, so let's break this down by power,
I mean,
experience,
I said Aether was gonna
speed, and
win,
elements.
First up, power. Aang and
That shit he
Traveler
was
can
doing,
both
bruh,
change
I
the
ain't never
terrain
seen
of
him do stuff
entire
like
cities, and we're way stronger than characters that can break mountains. But at their peak, they're both tearing up islands.
Aang's avatar state made him on par with Kyoshi, who created and moved the island of Kyoshi. Similarly, Night Soul's blessing let Aether contend with Archon-level foes like the Raiden Shogun, who split Yashiori Island in two.
With an attack that even Vision Bearers weaker than Traveler can block. so he's definitely on that level.
Kyoshi Island is over 6 miles wide and long.
Well, actually,
Kyoshi moved
Kazuo
the
was
island
actually meant to
17
do that
miles
because his
offshore
family,
in
but
2 seconds.
let's be quiet.
So we have everything we need to calculate the amount of kinetic energy this would require.
Turns out it's basically the same as cutting through Yashiori Island, about 3,000 gigatons of TNT. So
Okay.
their power is tied up.
Which
Yes,
means
you're right, and
comparing their
equal.
experience is crucial.
Aether's mastered more elements than Aang, but the Avatar state gave Aang centuries of knowledge.
With the memories and abilities of past avatars, Aang's kit was so extensive in a way Aether had no real answer for.
Not to mention, Aang's training was more focused. Traveler is skilled, sure, but his training was mostly just a means to finding his sister, while Aang's journey was all about mastering elements to combat other elements.
Experience narrowly goes to Aang. However, another important factor to consider is speed.
Like,
in terms of mobility, both could roughly match the other. If Traveler was immobilized with earthbending, he could just dig his way out as a dinosaur.
And Aang's airbending and glider meant he could easily counter Aether if he took flight.
But in terms of raw reaction speed, Traveler had it in the bag. Aang bending away lightning is crazy fast, but Traveler could dodge lightning much earlier in his journey, and now he can block that light-speed Kuvaki laser.
While lightning can move over 200,000 miles per hour, a beam of light can move 186,000 miles per second.
Over 3,000 times faster than Aang. Traveler takes speed by a landslide.
So this all came down to the elements. Who could turn the forces of nature against the other?
At first, I actually thought this was Aang's dub.
Aether's elemental control is remarkable, but most of his attacks are projectiles, spires, and very specific implements that Aang has bent away in the past. Aether has never shown the precision or creative flexibility that we've seen with Aang's
that was
bending.
clean right there.
But throw in the combos of elemental reactions and the script flips. Traveler could mix not just his elements, but also Aang's in ways that Aang could not. Bending was Aang's greatest strength, but also, against Traveler, a weakness.
Because Aang usually had one or more elements around him, it gave Aether an easy access point through these combinations.
Oh,
When
that's
Aang
how he
used
was
fire,
doing it.
Aether could use
I was
lightning to
gonna
catch him in
say,
an overload. If
only
Aang
thing
used
used, like,
water,
one
Traveler's
element at a
electric charge
time.
could paralyze him, and so on.
This isn't just a gameplay thing. Genshin characters like the lovely Lisa canonically say this is how the elements work.
And unlike Aang, Aether has fought multiple people who can use multiple elements. The longer the fight went on, the more Aether would trip Aang up with these combinations, some of which Aang could not bend.
Aang could redirect lightning, sure, but what about electro buzzsaws, or an electrified tornado, or dendroblasts of pure plant energy?
The Kavaki shield especially gave Aether a strong
Hyper
defense
bloom.
to fall
That's
back
what I
on.
was trying to
Since
think
it was
of
made
earlier.
of pure light, Aang had no way to remove it outside of brute force.
By comparison, Aang's wind barrier wouldn't block Traveler's elements. It would actually merge with them and create more combos that would target Aang himself. Not a great situation to be in.
And since Aether's powers came from external earthly sources, like those statues, Aang could not depower him with energy bending, even if he theoretically overcame Aether's willpower.
Willpower that is strong enough to alter the fate of the entire world. Sorry, Aang, but elements goes to the Traveler, cinching his victory. Either way you cut it, he was in his element.
The winner is the Traveler, Aether.
Okay, I'm ready for my cameo. Oh.
Who?
Next time on Death Battle.
Who? Lord Garmadon and Bionicles? Ugh.
Subscribe and join
Kai
us a member to
versus
see
Toad.
more Death.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I already seen people talk about this, but I wanna watch it. But I wanna see the comments. They probably gonna be salty. Aang's funeral sponsored by Paramount. Okay. Someone's Child Hero got signed for 10 primos. That's rough. This is like a 9-11 week for Avatar fans. Having a casino sponsor you on Genshin. Against the power of gambling, there can be no victory. For Aang, it was the fight of his life. For Aether, it was an achievement worth 5 primo. Damn, they roasting nigga Aang, bro. Aang was a local legend. Are you trying to diss David? My cabbages. And now we officially have Aang as our new weekly boss fight. Ed hired a hitman. We gather here to tell you an absolute massacre of Aang. I'm sorry, Aang, but dang, bro. They just treat Aang like he ain't shit. That's tough. They set that man up. I liked it. Yeah, I had a feeling Aether was gonna win. Aang, when he was giving that speech though, like he was finna kill him, but Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, you see this. But I'm Death Battle all day, freaking. Because I never seen the Goku Black versus Reverse Flash either. There's no way Reverse Flash winning that, but I feel like Death Battle is easy.
Metal Sonic, which copycat android is truly the
Dragon Ball characters always get hold.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a Death Battle.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
I'm an android created by Dr. Jiro.
Need to feed Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Gero would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them.
Except they didn't know about
androids,
going Super Saiyan.
Androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
However, none of Gero's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left.
He needed them Saiyan cells.
So complex, he'd take years after Gero's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multi-form technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel
but then Cell used Solar Flare to go absorb 18?
Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some Ki.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
17.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before, because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Gero's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved. Not only getting stronger, but changing his personality, developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's ki wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
Holy numbers.
Maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son.
Is that really?
Gohan.
I thought him and Trunks were like the only ones who was fighting him.
Let him power up.
Fighting
Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad, he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super Perfect Cell! Now with more lightning. In a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt.
Ew.
All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Battle launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew.
No,
we
you
use
got
a
big ups to you though, gang.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest
all right,
critters
here we
were
go.
threatened by the
This
evil
stuff I'ma learn new
novel,
stuff.
Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell.
He looks cool right here.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis.
Knuckles is right there, bro.
He was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that. What was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction,
Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are
Alright, how the hell are you
inconceivably
stopping that dude now?
They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds.
Yeah.
At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them.
Whoa,
Though
what
he's
game is
gotta
that?
be quick because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles,
Fought
giant
him as
crystal
Sonic,
projectiles, and the strength
Shadow
to match
Generation.
3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had
Defeated
to team
Sonic,
up to
Knuckles,
take
Silver
him down.
Shadow.
He may have stolen their abilities, but
Bitch, where?
Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Damn, why did it make it sound so menacing?
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And if you don't believe me, well, what about now? That's what I thought. Look, the matchup is
that was
about
your
to
regular
begin, and
voice.
we can't wait for you to see it. But first, I want to tell you about a brand new thing coming to the Death Battle store, and it's something you guys have been asking for. Matchup pitches. It's a way to meet with me and Ben, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch us a matchup that you is limited. It's our website.
That's your
the
Sugar
first
Rocky
call you're the
versus
cat. So here we
the bitch
go,
ending.
and remember, deathbattle.gg. We want to hear your pitches.
my
Thanks.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death Battle!
Well, I already know who won, but let's see how the fight looks.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face and prepare to kneel before your master.
We starting off like this?
Perfect.
Damn. Metal, fight back. Special big cannon.
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
He transformed that early? Okay, this animated is beautifully. This is like Metal just taking hits.
You're dealing with the ultimate life form. I already possess his data. Observe. Chaos. Done. True. Life form beta successfully copied. Scum. It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet!
He grew his arm back while he was doing it. Piccolo shit.
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
They just copied Cell. He copied his head tap. Hey, shit. Try, dude.
Don't you dare.
How are they both two durable mother effers? How they gonna kill Cell? But
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
This is already proven against Gohan, so I guess Cell could lose like this.
If you are all of them, then so am I. I'll never lose to a machine like... I'll crush you.
I mean, that was a good fight.
Now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well, that world's fucked.
But
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon
Not
Ball Z,
really that
but
durable?
Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them, Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for: their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb Android 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki.
So
there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level, just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, cause Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died. Where's he? You get it? CD? Where's? Where you go? Come on back. Next time on Death.
All right. Frick.
Battle.
I mean, did I do Bowser vs. Egghead? I don't know what to do. Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, but how long I been doing this? 20 more minutes. Damn, I feel drained though. Oh shit! Ash versus Yugi. Dang, low key that could bank. Freezy Pop. Let's watch the Avengers shit. Said this be copyrighting niggas, but let's see. Start off with X-Men, good sign.
Something's coming.
This is the new one, right?
Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day
it's been a week.
is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Who's that talking? Whose accent is that?
I've fought with many warriors in my time.
Oh, Red Guardian, probably.
They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Oh, Cyclops. Gambit Shang-Chi fighter. Doom look tough in that.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles.
Oh, Mystic.
Presume nothing except this. If you return,
she got the spots back.
You will return as brothers and sisters.
Oh, nigga didn't have to flex. Shoot it at somebody, coward. You're not like that, dude.
We're going to need America.
Okay, you are, but like, you're not, though.
Hey, pal.
That's some bull.
It's not possible.
He's worthy. Even though he abandoned his whole timeline to go do a dance, but it's okay, he's still worthy. I didn't really like but it was cool seeing Doom and who else? Mystique, Cyclops, one-footed Cyclops. Okay, didn't Spider-Man come out with a new one? That look, he took so long. Like, my hype look, he died a little bit for Doomsday, but I mean, it's Marvel. I'm still gonna watch it. But
everyone has weaknesses. Go find his.
Wait, this shit real? Why are they saying concept? Six days ago. There it is. I'm not seeing no quality. Oh wait, it's right there. Very good.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker.
Black cat behind him.
Something to tell you that's gonna sound crazy.
They were saying Rogue was on the bus.
But it's the truth.
You're the Spider-Man.
Can't tell anybody about this. Gotta keep it a secret.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody good?
Yeah, Spider-Man!
Homecoming.
We used to know each other.
This movie underrated. The Mysterio one?
Together.
That's Far From Home. I rewatched it, but that jump was so good.
But something bad was gonna happen.
No way, ho.
Me. And the only way to stop it was to do the hard thing. You're gonna forget who I am.
What?
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna come and find you. And I'll explain everything.
You better.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Tell me if you see me again.
My name is Peter Parker, and I would like a coffee.
Is there anything else?
Maybe I'll never read this to you.
No.
Maybe I'm just writing this for me. And maybe that's my responsibility, to live alone with the truth.
In 2 weeks.
Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
We're faced with a threat that can be anyone.
You sure you want to do this, Scorpion?
You think I'm Scorpion?
I mean, yeah.
Talk to Banner?
No Banner.
Only Hulk. Damn.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on.
Why is she in danger?
Fine.
Who knows her?
You can sense it.
Hey, can we do this one at a time, please?
You're the only one who can defeat it.
The hand, mystery lady. Ooh, well, he got some lightning punch thing.
The Spidey Tracker app says that Spider-Man is in the direct vicinity.
Oh yeah? No way, that's crazy.
Okay, buddy, how'd you not see him? July 31st. What the hell Messi doing? The Hand. They announced Ghost Rider and other shits, but they didn't have a trailer. I think that's it. Oh. Did I do Green Lantern? I mean, I don't really care that much though. 2 days, I forget. Green Lantern and then the Tokon trailer. And I'm
Time
done.
to get up, Junior.
So, you're a space cop.
No, I'm just being trained. All right, new lesson. Take the ring and fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
You're the backup quarterback.
For now. What do you think is going on?
Relax.
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I think this is more than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
Okay.
What do you know about manhunters?
Where'd you hear that word?
They're red, they have blue faces, and they from space.
Manhunters are the most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy. They could take the form of any species.
Oh, you mean like Martian
Could be anyone.
He's gonna send an army to put you down.
Do you resent Hal Jordan?
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's just keeping it warm.
No, nigga, that's his shit. Fuck out of here.
Sinestro.
What's up?
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
What the hell?
No.
Let's say what he actually is.
I think Sinestro is gonna be here.
In brightest day. In blackest night.
Let those.
No evil shall escape my sight.
Oops, I skipped it. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Let those who worship evil's might beware
Where my power? Green Lantern's
light.
light. You have more passion than that, bro. Like, I know I fucked up, but I could do better than that.
A lot of beer.
Okay, honestly, that wasn't bad, but here's my take. So, Green Lantern is like in the Justice League, like it's Batman, and then Wonder Woman and Green Lantern are like tied for my second. So, and Green Lantern, I'm talking about Hal freaking Jordan. And I keep hearing stuff like they're gonna kill Hal off maybe and replace him, cause it look like they just set him up to replace John. Replace Hal with John. Hal is my favorite, and I want to see them niggas in space with Sinestro and see all the courts. They on freaking Earth and all that shit. But that's why I'm not too hyped. But it could be good. It could be good. But yeah, it is what it is. But we got Sinestro on that bit though. He's probably not gonna put on the yellow, see him in yellow, because it look like he's in jail. So they skip that. I have one more thing to do. What else? Oh, the token. Bro, my shit been in caps for the longest. I should have spoke more clear, but whatever. Yeah.
Listen to me. You will do
Year one
nothing
DLC
to reduce
character.
everyone to
Phoenix
ash.
Cyclops.
No, I can control it for long enough to do what I have to. I will save you.
But it's like a knight.
The new age of the Phoenix begins now.
But that's it. Man, that shit not worth nothing. I'm happy to see Cyclops. I mean, it's me probably no Phoenix since he fused, but alright. What the frick? Wait. But PUBG's be doing shit. Launch. Man, it's a cool trailer though. No, he kind of moving. Damn, what the hell happened? It's an Insomniac level freaking cutscene right here. Hold on, PUBG. Man, that was tough. What the hell? Jolly good show. I'm gonna need to check out some other PUBG shit. Let's read the comments. Spider-Man anywhere but home. This is the most random thing ever. Then it combines themes from all media, Toby, Tasm, Insomniac, Spider-Verse. Some game being referenced for literally all other Spider-Man scenes, other collabs, even the movie uses them. The team who did this trailer definitely needs a raise. Hold up. Yes, we see the fit. Okay, buddy. Nah, that junk was clean, bro. What the hell? Did I like it already? I did. I might need to check out some other PUBG shits if they like this. Alright, one more thing. I think it's just a teaser. It's probably gonna just be something. They ain't got no trailer yet. How you getting caught at the picture? You think you ain't never seen my nigga. And she be off of being no filter. Okay, I'll wait till the trailer drop before I do anything. But anyway, it's a good stream. Got some reacts done. Got to get some clips. I'm out of here. Peace. Hope it came out good.